Welcome, everyone, to People on Dating. I'm your host, Will Morales. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this podcast is about the ups and downs of dating and how to navigate through it. Today, my guest is Angela Marshall. Today's topic is a good one, dating woes, dating foes, and dating no-nos. Let me tell you a little bit about Angela. She's a motivational speaker, professional writer, columnist, best-selling author, creative consultant, ex-NFL wife, and business owner of, in other words, by Stone. Did I get that right?
Right.
Okay. Angela's also a Augusta, Georgia native, entrepreneur, and positive word powerhouse that utilizes her personal life experiences, struggle, strength, and success to captivate audience and readers abroad. Angela, thank you so much for being on People on Dating. How are you?
Thank you. I am stoked. I am elated. Anytime I can sit before a particular platform that aligns with my mission, hey, sign me up for it. I'm ready.
So, Angela, tell us a little bit about yourself. What was your journey like to become a motivational speaker, professional writer, columnist, best-selling author, jack of all trades, and a master of everything? So, what was
Jill
that
of
journey
all
like?
trades.
Jill of all trades. There you go.
Jill of
What
all
was that journey
trades.
like?
Well, I will say this. It is my firm belief that everything that we are to become is already in us. So speaking from a little girl, all of the pageants, the plays, the productions, whether it was through church, school, and everywhere else, I just believe that it has always been in me and that I was predestined to tell my story, tell my truth. Now, with that being said, all of us have phenomenal stories. Every human being on this earth has a phenomenal story. It's just whether or not you have the courage and you are brave enough to sit before others and give, your testimony, your mistakes, your missteps, your successes, your struggles, and your trials and triumphs. And I just so happen to have an incredible storyline that has given me that platform through not only who I am and who I have become, but also my ex-husband. He was a former professional athlete with the National Football League, NFL. For those of you football players, he played for the Denver Broncos as well as the New York Giants. What an incredible, exposure and lifestyle and lessons and all of that we had at that particular time. So I am just on a trajectory, on a path, on just a mission to really, really impact and influence people to understand the importance of dating and true dating. So then that way, you can, find that person, or that person, maybe it's already, your best friends or whatever. Maybe you can kind of help that relationship go a little bit further. So that's just a little snippet about me. I'm also a mother. I am a grandmother. I'm a proud, proud mother and a proud grandmother. And I'm just a lover of life.
Grandmother, wait, you look 35. What are you talking about?
Love you.
Angela, that's an incredible story, and again, the topic is dating woes, dating foes, and dating no-nos. And I'm going to just get right to the crux of everything. Is marriage dead?
No.
It seems that, and I'm going through what I see on the internet, what I'm reading. It seems that this generation is more of a transactional type of generation than when I was younger. We courted a woman, we wanted to buy them flowers, we weren't asked if what we brought to the table. Now it seems that what you bring to the table, what's your body count, how much money you make. It seems like those are the three topics that either women ask a man or a man ask a woman. So
Well,
let me gather your thoughts on that. So go ahead.
well, I will say this. I am a believer in communication. So being able to ask those questions for me and my dynamics. And that's one of the dating foes that I believe is paramount. People don't ask enough questions, because how else are you to know, are you truly a match, or are you aligned, or are you, even if you aren't fully yoked, meaning your beliefs are his beliefs or your beliefs are their beliefs, but you're willing to compromise in certain areas and come together and form this, the partnership or the relationship that you need in order to make it work. One of the things that you said, I want you to pay attention. You said, according to the internet, there are this and that. That's another dating foe. I want you guys to
Yes, I agree there. Yes.
I want you to totally get out of whatever to stop paying attention to the internet, the media, and whoever else, and all of these statistics and surveys and all of that, and understand that each situation truly is different. And whatever works for one person may not work for you. However, I will stand very, very firm on my belief that communication in dating is key. Like, I think very early on for me, I didn't ask enough questions because it was like that fear of, am I going to drive him away, or is it going to be too much? But to me now, and where I sit and where I stand, as far as like in my beliefs, no question is never too much. And it, you know, even if it is enough, that just means, hey, we don't have to waste time on each other. You can go your way and I can go my way, and it'd be okay.
I think I agree with you 100%. As I got older, Angela, before I was a little too shy to ask certain questions to a woman. I didn't want to drive her away. I didn't want her to think I was too weird. And I think, yes, communication is definitely key. Getting to know someone, getting to, knowing the ABCs of them. So I definitely agree there. So let's talk about the dating woes since we brought that up. So obviously, a dating woe is the internet, like you said. I'm not a fan of dating apps. I like to meet people in person. What do you think? Is dating apps a no-no? Is it a woe or is it a foe? I consider it a foe, but I,
For me, it is definitely a dating no-no. Now, again, with those that are, for their dynamics have added, but for me and my beliefs, my values, I want to know that someone knows that someone that is about to be introduced into my life. Like, I guess it's just a concern that I have of mine for a totally complete stranger all the way, or maybe they're not across the universe. Maybe they're in the same spot as me, but they're sitting behind this app, right? And I don't know, are they really male, female? Are they black, white? Are they tall? I don't know what they are. So for me and my dynamics, I prefer face to face. And I also prefer that someone knows that someone that is trying to, invade or be a part of my space. And I kind of want somebody who likes that, that system of belief as well. Because if we don't align with something as small as, well, would you really like to date someone from a dating app? Maybe there's some other things along the way that could, potentially pose problems for us as well. So for me, yes, dating apps are definitely a no-no. I mean, I
I'm with you
know
100% there.
I know some success stories though from people meeting on dating apps, and it worked for them. For me, I just never, and probably too because most of the places that I've traveled in life after my divorce, I've always had the face to face. I've always had guys or males, but people coming up to me, or me, if I have an interest, me showing interest with someone. So I've never really had to go onto the dating app, seeing the Tinders and stuff like that. I've heard about it,
Yeah.
but I'm not. So, and if anyone sees a profile or whatever, a dating app, that's not me. It's
That's
not me.
gotcha.
No.
So yeah, because also too, Angela, and we talk about Angela Marshall. Today's topic is dating woes, dating foes, and dating no-nos. Um, I think also there's tons of catfishing. There's tons of scammers out there. I get sent emails through text or whatever, and it's always an Asian person. They're always in between 20 and 30. They're always from China, and within 5 minutes they're asking me, do I know anything about cryptocurrency? So I know it's already definitely a whoa and a effing no, because I do not want, don't even bother. Now I just, when I get a picture, I just delete it. So I wanted to go to the dating woes. Will we consider dating woes like someone that's looking to get married, but they haven't found the right person? They've been on dates. Within 1 or 2 dates, it doesn't work out. Is it that we're trying to push maybe our agenda of getting married too quickly, or we're not getting to know the other person, or we attract who we are? I know there's a lot to get to, so I'll leave
Absolutely,
it to the
absolutely.
expert.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm definitely not an expert. I'm along the lines with everyone else. I'm figuring this whole dating thing out as I go as well. However, when I say dating woes, it's more so learning lessons in reverse, meaning listening to people that are single and single. I mean, like, can't, they don't have good relationships or haven't had a solid relationship in forever. But, I always tell very close friends of mine, be very, very careful of those people that are if I was you. Never, ever, ever listen to those people. If I was you, because they're
100%.
lying. They're
Yeah.
lying. I've done it. I mean, I've got to admit, back in my early 20s and mid 20s, giving people wrong advice or just on pure emotions, or my girlfriends, us having conversations because maybe her boyfriend or her husband did something crazy, or she did something crazy, and we're giving that bad information. Girl, if I was you, never, ever, ever in life. That is a date. Actually, that's two parts. That's a dating foe. That is a foe, and is a dating woe. So I
Wow.
think listening to different relationship experts, and then also connecting with people that you see are actually in, I would say, healthy relationships, not unhealthy, not up and down roller coaster where one minute, they're breaking up or they're divorcing, and the next minute they're back together. But I mean, like, healthy, solid relationships where there's disagreements, there's discord, but we're working through it. We're
Hmm.
compromising, we're doing what's necessary. Listen to those people. And see, I didn't know that early on. So that's what I turned my dating woes, because I'm like, I'm listening to all of these crazy people. My friends or friends of friends, and even family members. Family members can be that too. I'll give you
Right.
a good example. My son, he's married almost 7 years now, and I am the first. I always premise, anytime we have conversations about anything, I tell him my marriage did not work. So I can't give you, what you should or you should not be doing. However, from a moral standpoint, values, different things of how you act as a person or behave as a person, I can give you that. But my suggestion to you and my tip would be, go to the people. Like, he has an uncle that's been married for some time. He has, there's other people in our family members and his friends or friends that have people that have what I would say healthy relationships.
Hmm.
Listen to them. Don't listen to the ones that do not, because that is, a recipe for disaster.
No, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I wanted to touch base with you on listening, right? Listening versus hearing, if that makes sense. I was dating this girl, or about to. Well, I did date her briefly, and Angela, she told me pretty much her story, and I heard her, but I didn't listen. I ignored the red flags. The red flags came later. And I said to myself afterwards, I'm like, my God, the red flags were there and I ignored it because, I was single for a while and I did like the woman. How important is us to listen and hear, or hear and listen, vice versa? Because, when I look back, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? She gave me the red flags right up front, and I heard her, but I didn't listen. If that makes sense.
It makes complete sense. And it is more imperative to listen as opposed to hearing, because I hear a lot of things. Like right now I'm on with you and I hear sirens outside, but I'm not, my attention is not focused on that. I hear
Right.
different things throughout the office, or just different noises and stuff, but listening is really focusing my attention on what you are saying. And I will say this, I believe probably about 95, 96% of the world, of the beings, that humans that are here, we're not taught that effectively. So none of us really get that right, whether
Mm.
it's cutting someone else off, or we're just sitting there hearing, waiting on our next turn for us to be able to jump in and give, whatever it is in the conversation. But listening is uber important. I have a mirror, one of my best friends, and I call her my mirror friend because ever since we were little, she always makes me face myself. She always forces me to really, have that deep reflection. She's definitely not a yes friend, but
Mhm.
and she's very strategic and methodical. And she says, Angela, yes, I know society pushes when a person shows you who they are, believe them, but people are always telling you who they are as well. It's just that you're hearing them, but you're not listening.
Mhm.
So that kind of coincides with what you just said, because yeah, I'm pretty sure as she, was sitting in front of you, or the different times that you guys are talking on the phone, you're thinking about her physical appearance, which, don't get me wrong, that's important. I always take exception with people who like, well, it doesn't matter the physical aspect. Absolutely, it does. It's a part of it, because
Yeah,
that's what you see first. You don't see a person that has morals, values, or their inner light, so to speak. I mean, yeah, you probably look at a person, you can tell they're groomed very well, or their
yeah,
physique or whatever, and that's what really pulls you. So yeah, I do believe that a lot of those things just hinder us, because we're sitting and we're not intently listening to a person. I give you a good example. I had a guy, this, oh my God, this was many, many years ago, and he was telling me about his addiction. He didn't use the word addiction to porn, but that he liked porn,
oh
right?
jeez.
Okay, okay, but it just kind of went in left field, whatever. We continued to talk for probably about 3 months. Then it was a long distance relation, and
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that know this individual. So, that's how we got into the same space and everything. Now, here comes the tricky part. So, remember, I said when we were in our early on getting to know phase, he mentioned that about, the porn, blah, blah, whatever. Didn't pay it any attention. Well, now comes the, potential for intimacy between us with meeting. And I'm noticing that a lot of his words and his verbiage is like, with porn, like
Oh
porn,
Jesus.
correct, this and that. I mean, and I'm like, but that's not what I'm looking for. Like, I'm really wanting intimacy, and I'm wanting long term. I'm wanting something a whole lot deeper, a deeper connection than just what, for my beliefs, for what
Right,
porn is. So
right.
anyway, the bottom line to answer your question is, I do not believe that we have been taught appropriately to actually listen when we're sitting, across someone, or when we're in the dating phase. No, I think we just hear what we want to hear, and then we move along. But you really have to be settled within yourself to understand why you need to be listening, not just paying attention to his or her or their actions, but you need to be listening to what they're saying, because they're always telling us and showing us who they are, just like we are. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So what category will we put that under then? The lack of listening. Will we put that under dating
That's
woes?
probably the dating woe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a woe. And I think that'll be a forever dating woe, because again, I'm getting better at listening, whether it's to my children,
We do.
my grandchildren, just in general. I'm trying to, the more I grow and the more I get grounded and seated as a person, I'm learning the importance of that, because I know people want to be, they want to feel seen, and they want to feel heard. They want to feel loved. They want to feel understood.
Yeah.
So having that moment to just kind of pause and listen, so that you can really have a connection there, is just so critical. But yeah, that is definitely a dating woe.
Okay, so let's go by dating woe, dating foes, and then dating no-no. So let's do at least one or two of each. So we got the first one, which is listening on a dating woe. What would be another dating woe in your opinion?
That would be not paying attention to mistakes and repeating them over and over and over again. One of the things that my grandmother used to say is that if it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it waddles like a duck, it's a
It's a
duck.
duck. Yeah.
So while I do believe in giving people opportunities and chances, and I want people to do that for me as well. I want them to give me the benefit of the doubt that I can change, or I can grow from mistakes. But there are just certain individuals, or just certain people, or let me backtrack, because I know someone will take that snippet, and then next thing you know is, I'm saying people don't change or whatever.
You be
I
viral.
My gosh, but I do believe that there are just certain areas in all of us where it's really, really hard, um, to elevate, or to make a change. And I just think that as it relates to being able to stay the course with that particular dating role, I just, I don't think that's something that's easily changed. I
Right.
think it's just like over time. It's over
Uh,
time. So
okay.
yeah, that's going to be probably a forever dating war as well. But it should get better.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. All right. So how about let's do some dating woes then? Give us
Dating
like one?
foes.
I mean, dating foes. What would be two dating foes that you could come up with?
Well, I gave you one
Yes,
earlier.
you did
Now,
earlier. Yeah.
listening to friends or family members, single
That.
people,
Yeah.
people that do not have stable or solid or healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Those are dating foes. But you know what? Now, the biggest dating foe that we all have is YOU and me. I am my biggest dating foe because overthinking, overanalyzing, or maybe within my own self from time to time, I felt like I didn't deserve certain things. So subconsciously, I'm like, putting different things out there. And it's just not it just wasn't a good experience, or it wasn't aligning appropriately. I believe that as it relates to dating, relationships, partnerships, even in business, we have the potential to be our biggest foe. Definitely.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
then we got to go back to the internet and infamous social media and all of that. Like all of those are dating foes, right? Because it's all designed really to be against us, even though it's like, oh, I'm swiping through and I'm seeing my best friend, and oh my gosh, she's living her best life. Or I'm looking at, and now another feed, these celebrities and strangers, and it's like they're living their best lives. However, I know, just with the things that I go through day to day, I already know that people are going through similar things. Some are maybe a little bit more intense than others, but that's definitely a dating foe. Social media, internet, all of that, news, all of that is dating foes.
Definitely agree there 100%. And how about some dating no-nos? Let me come up with an example. Would someone like you going on a date with a gentleman and he pours out his heart right away? He gives you his backstory from the get-go. Would that be a dating no-no? Telling you too much, or do you like the mystery of the man? What as a woman, what would you tell the gentleman not to not to get into the category of dating no-nos?
I would say, first of all, I don't really like mystery, so I
Okay.
like a person. So I love a person who is open.
Okay.
Now, do I want a person to just pour out all of their intent, within the first setting or the first meeting or the first conversation? No, because I believe that building over time is critical. Rome wasn't built in a day. And not only that, like anything that's quality or that withstands the test of time is built every single day, sometimes second by second and moment by moment.
Okay.
So I think for me, a dating no-no, that might not be a dating no-no if he is like giving me a really lengthy backstory. But one of the things that would be a dating no-no for me is lying.
Mm,
Lying. Oh, another dating no-no would be anyone that feels that societal trends and standards are key in a relationship. And I'll give you an
okay.
example. This one guy, and this was long before, because like I'm dating someone now, he's a phenomenal guy. This I gotta preface that it's not him, somebody before me.
Okay.
But I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But this one particular guy, we were talking about pet peeves, and he was saying, well, what are some of your pet peeves? And so I kind of went through some things. And then when he got to his, he said, what I don't like is when people are, in a gym or in a sports setting, and they have on mismatched labels. Like, don't wear a Nike shirt and Reebok shoes, or don't. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's kind of vain. It's kind of shallow, because for
Yeah.
me, but again, now, so let me just throw this disclaimer out. because there are people, there is a female out there just like him. And I hope
Right.
he's found her, because it's not me. Like, that's not the dynamics of my brain. And that's why I feel it's so important for communicate. Like, you have to communicate. You have to talk about, not just the quirky things like that, but definitely the values and the morals, different things that you're going to eventually be building on if you plan on being together, cohabitating together, and all of that. You have to have difficult and tough conversations. But for me, that was definitely a dating no-no. Like, someone who is into labels,
Yeah.
like you're telling me pretty much like my Target yoga pants coupled with my Ross t-shirt. I just throw anything.
That's a no-no. That's a
It's a
no.
no-no. It is definitely a dating no. Anyone that is, that struck as it relates to being that vain and egotistical to where you are focusing on someone having on, Reebok shoes and a Nike sweatshirt, like, nah, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
for me, that's different.
No. I agree. That's a little bit too petty on that guy's agenda. That you got two different, and he's gonna get upset over it. Please, who? To me, I could care less as long as you match or you're. I don't care what attire you have on. We're going to the gym. We're working out. Good. Let's do that. And before I let you go, first of all, Angela, I want to thank you so much for being on People on Dating. My God, I could talk to you probably for another hour. Before I let you go, anything else you want to promote? Because you have at least 10 books in you. I looked at your bio. I don't know if I missed it, but if you have any books that you want to recommend or talk about, or in the future, again, you have about 10 books in you easily.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Your viewers can find me at Angela Marshall, Augusta, Georgia. They can find me at Angela Marshall, NFL wife. I am on every social media handle known to man at least twice a week. I go on and I post different things. I have a website, www.inotherwordsbystone.com. Yes, I have books. You can go on my website. You can
Okay.
order the books, autograph books. I would definitely, enjoy that. If you need someone to speak on how to live vicariously through yourself, I'm your girl. You need someone to you need someone to speak on the dating woes, dating foes, dating no-nos. I'm your girl.
Oh yeah.
Anything dealing with how to have a more positive impact through words, work, and wisdom, I'm your girl and I'm ready.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I'm definitely going to have you back on sooner than later. Again, first of all, Angela, again, thank you so much for being on People Are Dating. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.